This is Killswitch, and I'm interviewing James of Monster Finger Games. James, if you'd like to introduce yourself to the people.
Hi guys, I'm James from Monster Finger Games. I'm just one of the three members that's in it.
Okay, and what's your part of the team?
To be honest, I do a lot of the behind the scenes sort of work. So I do a lot of the of the technical aspects of it. The bits that I don't cover is things like the music, but I do a lot of the artwork as well. And just the general idea for Super 911 Response is pretty much all mine, to be honest, because it was just sort of as a stopgap. And believe it or not, it was actually meant to be a really short project. That has obviously not worked out too good.
Hey, it happens to all of us. Because I'm working on one that should have been 1 month, and now it's about three. So it happens.
Yep, yeah. It's been started three times this one now, so third time lucky.
All right. Well, there is one thing I usually ask on all the interviews, just so people get a little background on you. What
Yeah.
were some of your favorite games growing up?
Ooh, Chase HQ is one of my favourites, definitely. As you probably see from the game that I'm making at the minute. Um, Outrun. I'm quite a racing game fan, to be honest. But also, you can't really say no to something like Killer Instinct as well on the SNES. That was an absolute brilliant game. Um, and obviously, Super Mario World will always be my favourite platformer, definitely.
Okay. So I'm going to guess that since you're a racing game fan, that's what led you to make this game.
Pretty much, definitely.
Okay, and just so I have a little more background on you, um,
Yeah.
how did you get into programming? How long have you been doing it?
Oh, literally donkey's years. I mean, to be honest, like I started when I was 15, um, and it was when I was doing work experience at school, and I just found one of these 300 game type utility discs or something like that that comes with the magazine. I put it on, and that's when I first saw Click and Play, and I was like so amazed by it that,
Hmm.
and then ever since I've just been hooked, to be honest. So yeah, it's I don't know, 12 years, 13 years, something like that. A long, long time.
All right. And just out of curiosity, what brought you to Ouya out of all the systems out there?
Well, I got into the Ouya because I actually saw it in Games TM magazine, and I thought this is exactly what I want to be involved in because it just shakes up the industry. You know, the whole thing is it was getting stagnant, and people was too scared, I think, to really innovate in the new games because at the end of the day, they're costing the same amount as a movie now. So you're too worried because you're going to lose all that money if you go wrong. Not like in the old times when you had so many different IPs coming out and just loads of fresh ideas. And I think indie has got lots of fresh ideas, particularly things like Fez and Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. And so I wanted to be involved in that really. To be fair, right at the start, I was actually emailing you saying because I had another project, but unfortunately that one didn't go too well because it was a massive team and it didn't. Yeah, it just didn't really pan out, unfortunately. But I was saying to them, look, are you going to make a converter so that we can convert these files across straight across to Android files? But thankfully, Click Team did that for us, so that was quite handy. So they made the Android exporter anyway. So
Okay, and since you mentioned Click Team, obviously you're using Fusion for your game.
I am indeed, yeah.
Um, how do you find Fusion? Like, would it be something a beginner could jump into, or do you think you need to actually be seasoned?
Oh no, most definitely you'd be able to jump into it as a beginner, yeah. I mean, especially with the latest one. I mean, I've not tried Fusion 2.5 yet because I'm still using Multimedia Fusion 2. But yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I think to make something really like intricate, you obviously need to have a bit of a background as such. Like, I mean, I'm pretty poor at maths, which is why I kind of struggle my way through, and hence why that game's been made for the third time now before I managed to get it just, feeling just as right as it should. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say anyone who's interested in retro 2D style games, definitely, definitely don't get it. It's not a lot of money, and you just follow all the tutorials because there's tons and tons of those everywhere.
So let's say you didn't have all the setbacks. Um, how long have you been working on it? Not including time, time off, breaks, anything like that.
Oh God, don't even know. Um, 4 months maybe, 5 months, something like that. I reckon. Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No,
Because many people don't know what goes into a game. So just want to give a little background on, how long it takes. Some people think that games are done quickly and, you know, us developers are just trying to be divas or something by saying it takes a long time. But it really does take a long time if you're doing,
yeah,
you know, adding in different systems, graphics, everything else.
definitely, definitely. I mean, it's kind of. I think for me, it's I'm too busy trying to be a perfectionist because I don't. I hate the fact that some people just slap games together and I mean, you can make a game and not be very good at graphics or something like that. I mean, I'm not amazing at drawing on a computer. I'm not. I'm pretty good at drawing off a computer, but it's just a completely different ball game when it comes to drawing on something like that. Um, but there's a difference. You try and do as good as you can, and then put something out, and then people respect that, I think. But there's a lot of it where people just literally just slap something out there and just call it a game, and I think it's such a big difference that. So I find that I'm always going back and just going, oh, I'll just tweak that and just play with that a bit. And that's to be fair, that's why I ended up remaking Super 911 Response again since that original trailer that came out because the movement just wasn't right. It was just a bit. It was a tiny bit too stuttering, and the frames per second just wasn't what I wanted it to be. So I just thought, right, let's start again, and which I'm glad about, to be fair, because it's just so much better than it was. So yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a lot to it. I think.
And sounds like we're in the same boat. Being a perfectionist, getting tired of seeing some of these unfinished
Yeah.
games. Because, which brings me to something which I'm trying to avoid because it's just been a big topic. The whole
Okay.
dropping the free to try.
Mm, yeah. Well, my thoughts on this one, as you probably saw on the forum. I don't agree with it at all because, I mean, I'm not 100% sure still at the moment how well the IAP is going to add into my game because I'm going to sort of do it at like 2 levels for free. And then if you want to carry on from there, then it's kind of you pay the $2.99, I think we're thinking about, um, to carry on. But even though I'm not 100% sure how successful adding that in is going to be, I'm still going to do it because the whole point is I don't want someone to buy my game and then go, this is crap, and give me really bad reviews. I want someone to buy it because they like it. And surely that's what the whole point of indie development is. It's not about trying to scam someone into giving you the money. It's not about showing them really interesting box art and going, oh, look how great we are, look at all these screenshots. Oh, by the way, you just bought a rubbish game and that's just cost you 40 quid. It can be about that. And yeah, so I feel really strongly about the fact that even leave it as an option because if there's developers coming on board like that, the developers I can see coming on board will be sort of more your high end developers who just aren't really that interested in doing it justice really. And I think more so thinking of Ouya as an afterthought, and I don't agree with that at all because it's his own console, and there's a lot that can be done with it. I think.
See, we're in the same boat, really, because that's how I feel on this whole thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you also have people that are part of this because of the cause. It's different. It's not the same game system that we've dealt with. Like you see me.
no, no,
I mean, like right now, I'm interviewing you. I don't have to do this, but I want to as part of trying to do my part and all the other things that we
yeah,
do to try to
definitely.
help. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not a move that I like.
No, I'm not too keen on it. But then, it's hard to know what's going to happen next as
Yeah,
regards to Ouya, I suppose. But I mean, I
yeah.
think the Ouya everywhere thing is an intriguing prospect. I'm intrigued to see where they go with that. I was surprised they went with the Mad Catz Mojo, whatever it was called, because to me, I was thinking there's going to go down the TV route because smart TVs with Ouya incorporated into a very nice sort of addition, I think.
See, that's kind of what I thought. I thought we would see another
Mm.
console, and then you have TVs or whatever. But thinking about it, not too many people replace their TVs anymore.
Well, yeah, I suppose not. Yeah,
And then
that's a good point.
who was it? Was it Chromecast? Somebody did. It was Chrome Game Stick. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they went from the TV to making a stick for their games. I can't.
Oh, right, okay. No, I'm not too sure on that. I mean, obviously, I've heard a fair bit about GameStick, which, to be fair, is a bit, not a big fan of that, really.
Well, yeah, but
It is what it is. To me, it is literally putting mobile phone games on a TV screen, which I know is what everyone in the media seems to believe Ouya is, but it is just completely wrong. But I think in GameStick's sense, it is exactly what it is. You know?
yeah, exactly. And speaking of TVs, I'm looking at my Vizio TV sitting here right now. It had apps, and I've had the TV for 7, 8 years, something like that. Never touched it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, to be fair, yeah, I mean they're shocking though, aren't they? I mean, the apps on TVs and stuff like that. I mean, we've got Virgin TiVo, and I mean, as regards to the apps on that, it's running on Flash, but it's so slow. You can't play a proper game on your TV that way. So there'd have to be Android TVs, I would have thought, to be able to really get that involved in it. I would have thought.
yeah, but and yeah, and you're right. Mojo. I mean, when I saw Mojo, I just thought, why? Because no one has one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really know an awful lot about it. I mean, I know it's meant to be pretty powerful, isn't it? I mean, was it a Tegra 4, is it? What's in it?
Yeah, it's a four, but and it looks nice, but nobody has it.
Hmm. I'm not a big fan of the look, to be honest. I think it just looks a bit, it looks like a console made in the 90s. It just looks really like it's trying to be really over the top and in your face. And why would I want a wedge of cheese as a console? I mean, it doesn't look good to me, to me, mate. I mean, the Ouya, I think, is a nice, good-looking bit of kit. And it's quite small and it looks good. Whereas I look at the Mojo pad as well, and I just think, oh God, no, I wouldn't even touch it with a barge pole.
And it's $250 over on your side. It's most likely the same in pounds, which that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's always the way. Change the dollar sign into a pound sign.
Yeah,
That we always pay over here.
and that's I couldn't see right now. The only reason I looked at it is because the black Ouyas are out of stock.
Oh, okay.
That's why I thought maybe I'd get my hands on one just to see what it's like.
Yeah,
Not to replace the Ouya or anything like that, but even then, I felt dirty just thinking about it. So,
yeah. I know it's weird how how sort of faithful I am to a console where I don't even really technically know the people behind it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I spoke to Bab on the on Skype and stuff like that, but it's just weird what a connection some people have got to that console, and I just love it. I mean, I've got an Xbox 360, and it ain't been used for anything but Sky, and that is it. It's just gathering dust. Whereas I try to get as much time in on the Ouya as possible because it's weird. Because I think when it got to like the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox and stuff like that, I almost felt like I was growing out of games. But then it was only then when I sort of started to realise it isn't that. It's that games are just getting the same. And now, when the Ouya came out, it felt like I was back in my Mega Drive days or my SNES days, when everything was exciting again. And
Yeah,
that's what I love about it, and that's why I hope that it's not going to go anywhere, really.
exactly. And that's why some of us are trying to fight for this little box that just does everything, but it seems like no matter where you turn, someone's trying to kick it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, the media just do not like it at all, do they? I mean, it's such a big difference from when it first came out. But I mean, I had it not so long after it's released it, like it was still a bit funny when I had it the first time, but I wasn't bothered. I mean, the way I look at it is it was work in progress. And so I didn't really have a problem with that. I just sort of worked through it. So,
Yeah, just
I think it's great. I mean, we've we're going to be Ouya exclusive studio completely, and I think
okay.
that's that's quite a special thing for us because we weren't able to put our games made with Fusion onto any other platform apart from mobile phones, and we did consider doing mobile phones, but then I thought, you know what, let's just back the Ouya all the way and just see what happens.
Hmm,
So
okay.
yeah,
You're one of the few people I've heard say that. I mean,
yeah, I know.
it's not it's not that the Ouya is bad or anything. It's just sometimes everything's going right, and then they drop a decision on us like yesterday, and look what
Yeah.
happens.
I know it's a bit crazy, I don't like a good thing is working, and then they alter it again, and it's a shame, but you just gotta let them do what they do, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
they must know some things we don't.
I hope
I
so.
presume.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people sort of saying, "Yeah, you're really naive and a bit stupid for developing just for the UI because you're never going to make money out of it." But then, to be honest, I ain't making money out of not developing for the UI either, so I ain't bothered. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, I have a normal job, and I'm just going to keep that normal job, and then I make, my dream goal for Super 911 Response is to just to make a grand out of it, and I'll be happy. Make 1,000, and it's not going to be a lot of money split between three people based on obviously the 30% they take off and such. But who cares? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's more than I had before I started making it. And so I aren't fussed about the breaking even and all that kind of stuff. I make games because it's fun, And so if my big thing is to think that other people around the world are sat down in front of their TV playing my game is just amazing. And so that's what I'm really excited about.
See, I wish more people actually thought like that. Unfortunately, we hear, oh, you can't make money there, you can't do this, you can't do that. Whatever lame excuse they want to come up with.
Yeah, definitely. But bedroom coders weren't doing that. Do you know what I mean? Bedroom coders was in their bedroom making stuff to pass between mates. Now I want old enough to. I'm not old enough to remember that side of things in the bedroom coder days and stuff like that. But I like to think, and I was hoping that Ouya was going to be like the new revolution of bedroom coders sort of thing, and I wanted to be involved in that.
Hmm.
It's not all about the money.
Well, we want it to be a revolution, but we'll see what happens.
We're trying.
Yeah, because unfortunately, revolution, you're trying to change something. You're not trying to be like everyone else, and that's what this whole that whole thing just that's what it looks like because we don't know what's going
Definitely.
on.
Yeah, well, there is that. But and then I suppose, there's been some other people with some really good points on that. Is the fact that, Microsoft are releasing demos for all their Xbox Live titles. So
Mm.
I'm intrigued more than anything to know what sort of stuck up developers are the people that are actually saying that. They're going, oh no, I'm sorry, it's too much work to put in a demo on there because we don't want people to be able to play our game before buying it. Really? Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah,
I don't get it because you're not. How are you passionate about a project if you don't want someone to play it before they buy it? To me, I want someone to play it then buy it. Just, I don't like it. And personally, I will not be buying any games that I've not played yet
hmm.
because then that kind of defeats the whole object of why I bought an Ouya in the first place.
Yeah, especially when their marketing is always free to try.
Yeah, except not quite all the time.
Yeah,
I'd be
see,
intrigued to see what they do with that tagline.
I don't want to.
Always free to try except when it isn't.
Yeah, See, I don't want to name names, as we're both developers. There are some other developers who feel it's wrong. Now, I know there are some cases where it's a little harder to come up with, how to do the demo.
Yeah,
Like, I'm working on an adventure game, so do I limit people to an hour? How much can you do in an hour? Do I just make it one dungeon, but then I would actually have to cut a part of the game out to make it separate little APK or whatever. So,
yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean, I
It's a weird one,
understand.
isn't it?
Yeah, I can understand a little of it, but it doesn't take that much time to think so that you can give something to your customer so they just just do something for the customer. Let them feel like you did something for them. Even if you didn't, let them try it. Who knows? Maybe you'll make a new fan.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean that's the whole point, isn't it? You know, if you're putting enough effort in to make a whole game, why can't you put that extra little bit of effort in to just put a demo on it? You know, whether or not it's the fact that they have like a time limit, although they scare me if I'm honest. You know, like I went on Bomb Squad and I was like, oh God, I've only got like whatever an hour left or something, and I was like, and I could
Mm,
just see it counting down. So I'm not a fan of those. Or or do it like what was it called? Cannibal or something like that, where they did like 3 or 4 goes a day or something like that, and I thought that's
yeah.
good. That's fair enough. So there's always a way around it. I mean, I'm still wary that 2 levels on my game is going to be long enough. Because I'm like, but then having said that, the guy who does the music can't get past the first level. So,
Hmm.
so it's like I don't know.
I mean, 2 level, depending on how long, I think that would be fine. But who knows? At least you're giving
Yeah,
someone, at least they get something so they can say, oh, I played it, I like it, or I don't like it even. So at least you know. Instead of
yeah, definitely.
instead of, hey, let me buy this, not like it, hate the guy for the rest of my life, want to burn down his house, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And obviously, it's obvious that people who are doing that are just there to make the dosh. You know, they're there to make the money, and I
Mm.
don't, I don't like that side of things. You know, and I'm not involved in that side of things. I want to make money, damn right. Yeah, I'd be well chuffed if I had a yacht and everything and a mansion, but I don't. And chances are I probably won't. But not from doing games anyway. But I get bothered as long as I have a fair few people who like it and are happy, and I get a few quid. I'm happy.
I'm I'm hoping this thing is like maybe AAA developers, Square, whoever. Leave it for
Mm.
them and not the people who are bringing the lazy ports, the half-finished games, making an alpha and then saying, "Hey, pay me so I can finish," and then run out and not even finish the game.
Yeah, definitely. Or make another Flappy Bird clone because we've not got enough of those.
I think that's going to come up in every interview until this thing is dead. Oh
I
man.
can't even get over it. I was like, I wonder if Ouya's going to start doing Flappy Bird clones. And I thought, nah, it's a mobile phone thing. And then Temple Flappy came along, and I was like, okay, that's just one. And then every day, I see another
Yeah.
one. I've got one with a submarine on it. I've got, oh my god, it's killing my mind. I've got one with a frigging shark on it now, which is like apparently 3D, but it isn't really. It's just 2D with some 3D objects on it. And it's like, oh my god. I mean, I'm intrigued because what I'd like to see is someone get the Flappy Bird original system, sort of like that original mechanic that's so addictive, and build on it. I want different objects. I want like power ups and stuff, different bears that do different things. Then I'd be interested because I'd be like, yeah, you've thought outside the box, because like my game and to an extent Retro Racer Combat by Flump Studios, which, to be fair, is what inspired mine anyway. So I have a lot of gratitude to give to him for that because I paid my 99 cents, and then I was like, right, I want a bit of this.
Hmm.
So that's why I decided to make it, but it didn't take me a night like it took him. Um, but um, but yeah. I mean, like you could just say, oh, it's just a clone of Spy Hunter, which, to be fair, is its basis, but we've built on it. and that's the whole point. You know, these Flappy Bird clones, they're not building on it. They're just going, oh look, that guy had loads of. Why don't I do one? And it's like, nah, please don't, not anymore.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's something that I've been saying. If you're going to do it, do something different. You know,
Definitely, definitely.
at least don't flood the market with it. Ouya already gets enough bad press. Why flood the market with this?
I know it's just really like pushing it down even further, isn't it? When it's like, oh great, the home of all Flappy Bird clones, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
I
maybe some people are doing it because they're beginners trying to learn and all that. I can give them a break. But the ones who
Yeah.
know what they're doing, I want to kill them. You know?
Although I'm interested in trying out Game of the Week version of Flappy Bird, or if we could, Bird deserves a Flappy something.
Oh, I can't even think of the name now. What
I can't, but it
every
sounds
bird
amazing.
deserves flappiness? Was it something? I got it. James
Something
is
like that.
creative.
That man is a pure legend. I mean, Space Popcorn is amazing. I will give him, massive kudos for Space Popcorn. I'm still playing it now. It's just brilliant
Yeah,
because you're never ever going to beat it because it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder. But it's just such a good little game.
and the guy puts out a game a week. I mean, he even
Impressive.
during the interview I had with him, he actually said there were was it 2 or 3 months where he was doing a game a day.
Oh my god,
So
that man is fast. I mean, obviously, as you know, I can't make a game a week, let
yeah,
alone a
that's
game a day.
I'm trying to break it down to a week. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, it's like people enter into these competitions like, oh, yeah, I made this in the game jam or whatever. It took me a week. I was like, there's not even any point in me attempting one of those.
Well,
Not unless it's like, hey, make a game in a year. I'll be like, oh, yeah, right then, yeah, I could do that.
well, you do have a team, so that makes it a little easier.
Well, not really. I
Well,
have, no, I mean, I think what it is because my friend who is amazing at the music, and I really can't wait for you to hear the music because it's just brilliant. It's just so synthy and 80s and cheesy. He's done such a good job. He does all the sound work, but I'm trying to teach him how to use Fusion as well. But what it was is that we're at the moment before we started this, we was working on a different game called Bruce Force, which is basically a budget version of Bruce Willis, really. Yeah, it's interesting. And yeah, and so I decided to take a stopgap and sort of work on this. So he hasn't really been involved in learning Fusion with this game because I thought it was just going to take me a week or a couple of weeks at most. But then we've kind of got everything onto this now, and then my partner, she is, oh, well, let's say, creative director. She deals with quality control, or what I like to call it. If it looks rubbish, she tells me it does, and she tells me it does a lot, which is why, which is why I'm constantly perfecting little bits because it's just not quite there.
so
But it's made it a whole lot better.
so she's basically cracking the whip, is what you're telling us.
Yes, indeed. She does that in literally all ways, all the time, not like dodgy ways.
Oh, hey, it's always good to have people looking out for you, though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because to be fair, like I always found finishing a game was really difficult because if you didn't get the feedback, how do you know where you're going wrong? How do you know to improve it? And to be fair, like when I was at my parents and stuff like that, and I had some people sort of saying, "Oh, you're kind of wasting your life messing around on computers or whatever," and I believed them to begin with. And now I just think, do you know what? Yeah, I do make games. That's just how it is, and that's how I am. I have embraced the geek, and that's fine. I mean, I'm wearing a Space Invaders t-shirt because that is how awesomely geeky I actually am.
Well, good way to look
That's,
at it.
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah.
Well,
So,
as far as game development questions, we don't have any more for you, but
ah, fair
we
enough.
do have a few questions from forum members, which You can answer, you cannot answer. We'll just let you decide. No, they're not that
Oh,
bad.
great.
They're really not. But,
Go on then.
alright, first question. If you were a crayon, what color would you be?
No, definitely a purple. That's my favourite colour because it's not overly manly, but it's slightly darker than girly.
Okay. Um,
My partner says she's pink.
No, you're pink.
No, I'm not pink. Get away. I'm going purple. Don't listen to her.
yeah, for your sake, I hope you're right and she's not.
I'm definitely purple.
Alright, well, the second question, little harder, not much harder. If you were to
Okay.
make an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
God. Oh, do you know what? Like Damn Bar. Oh my God, I love Damn Bars. And like mint, aero mixed together. That'd be awesome. Oh, and bubble gum on it as well. Yeah, we'll have three flavors in one.
Um, yeah, I think that one's all you. Alright. Uh, yeah, you don't have to share that one. That's all you.
No, 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 no. It's fine. It's good.
Um,
Make me millions one day.
hey, you never know. But, oh, I didn't even notice it before. You're wearing one of the hottest things on the forum that people are trying to get. How did you get yours?
Indeed, I am. Well, basically, I actually went across to Ouya and said, "Well, we want to be exclusive. I don't suppose you want to, like, push our name out there and sort of promote us, really." I actually said, "I want to be your next poster boy, poster game, not poster boy. That sounds a bit dodgy." Um, and I was like, I want to be the next Towerfall. Obviously, that's a little hard. Um, and uh, and so yeah, they was like, all right, fair enough. And so we discussed some bits and bobs and stuff, and hopefully they are still. I know they're quite busy at the moment, but we've spoke on Skype a couple of times and stuff like that. So yeah, they seem like they're wanting to give us more feedback and sort of work with us to make sure it's really good before it comes out. So part of that is they said, oh well, look, we can't discuss funding and stuff like that really or whatever. And that's because they offered me a reconditioned Ouya, and I thought, well, I don't really want an Ouya because I've already got one, and it'd be a bit harsh to take an Ouya off someone. So I just sort of said, nah, it's all right, but I'll have some hoodies though instead. So they was like, all right then. And I thought I was only going to get one, and then my partner got one as well, and
Mhm.
then the other guy who does the sound got one as well. So I was like, oh, fair enough. I'll have three then.
I might have to cut this part of the interview out. I don't want people hunting you down. That's yeah, cause
It really wasn't that difficult.
well, everyone's looking to get one. I know they had some high score contests, different things like that. But yeah, I might have to cut this out, man. You got a lot of people who actually live on that side of the ocean, so
It's just really just about having the balls to say it, isn't it, really, I suppose. I mean, I literally just went on Skype and was just like, I think this is awesome and I think you should want it.
well,
And they seem to think the idea is quite cool. I mean, they've not seen the latest side of it, but and I think that's possibly because they're quite busy at the minute. So we'll just have to see what they say, really. But we're in talks at the moment, so here's hoping it carries on well.
all right, fair enough. Um, I've been trying to avoid this question. Um, a certain forum member asked a question because she claims her roommate wants to know. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
Do you feel weird when you eat a banana?
I thought it was, do you feel
Or
awkward when you eat a
awkward?
banana? Or phallic fruit?
Well, awkward, weird, any of those words work? I can't believe I asked the question. So,
Uh, no.
ah, oh man.
I've been having that was being ready all the way through the interview.
The things I do for Ouya. Okay, we
Yeah,
now have the
there we
answer.
are.
All right. Well, to bring us full circle here. Um.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Oh man. Can't believe I asked the question. Anyway, um, to come back full circle here. When can we expect to see Super 911 response?
What I'm gonna say is, I'm putting because obviously my partner has said that basically you have to stop tweaking things and eventually get it out at some point, which is a very good point. It's very true.
Very true.
Um, and my God, you wouldn't even believe how many times I've tweaked what a jump looks like right now. I mean, my ramp was wrong; it looked like a door. And then, yeah, that's right. You may laugh. Um, and and then, so then we played around and we took the middle of it out, so it looked like two bits of wood. And she's like, "Oh, that's not right." Then I changed the color of the wood. Oh my God, the amount of work I've done just to draw a jump is insane. Um, so yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I've got the last track piece going in tonight, and then I've got the bosses, which are pretty much sort of a similar kind of thing, but they just alter little perimeters, but really to sort of make them feel a bit different. And after that, it's literally just a case of copying and pasting all the levels together, and just playing around with them. So I'm thinking May at latest,
Huh?
but then at the same time, I'm also waiting on Barb having a chat with me at the minute, about where we sort of want to go in regards to the exclusive studio and things like that at the moment. So,
Okay.
but obviously quite busy with GDC and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. But yeah, so let's say May,
Okay.
but let's also say it was meant to be out in December.
Okay.
But I think it will be out in there. So let's go with that. But I've got a lot of exciting ideas. You know, the level crossing, which you've seen the pictures of, possibly. Um, Brilliant. I can't get enough of it myself. Just playing it, to be honest. Just the fact that you've got this big chain in the center and you have to smash straight through it. It's beautiful.
All right.
Just so pointless mentalness.
Well, can't wait to see it. Um, since you're a partner there as part of the team, does she actually want to say hi?
Oh, I'd absolutely love to, but I'm in my pajamas, so.
She'd love to, but she's in her pajamas.
Okay. Just making the offer.
But hey,
We just want to know that he really is talking to somebody and he's not like throwing his voice.
hello. No, I'm here.
All right.
See, it is real. I did it without moving my lips, or there is actually someone there.
Just checking. You never know.
You're making like us Ouya developers looking like a bit weird, aren't you? Really?
Hey, we got some weird people on that forum. Have you not looked at all the moderators? It's a weird collection of people. We admit it.
Well, I spend every working day on that website, so I probably do. Yeah.
Well, James, I will let you get back to what you're doing. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah. Thanks, man. It's been good.
That's
I was actually kind of expecting more actual questions about the game, believe it or not.
well,
But I'm cool. But I'm good to know like about what Crayon I am. That's awesome.
well,
Maybe it's because I post an update like every day.
yeah, people are pretty familiar with the game because
I'm thinking pretty much, yeah.
you are there. People are watching. I'll tell you that. Even if they don't say anything, they are watching.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of lurkers around. There's a lot of views, definitely.
right? But I do want to give you some time to actually, plug your game. Give us a little information, whatever you want to add.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what I'm looking to have when it's released. I mean, we're looking at two levels for free, and basically the first level is always just purely about the driving aspect of it, and then the next level after that is the boss level, which has a little bit of driving in it, but then you've got the boss at the end. So my thoughts on it for having two levels for free is you at least get to play all of the type of game that it is instead of just one level of just driving around. Um, and so we're looking, I reckon, possibly about 10 levels to begin with. But I want people to get involved in it. Definitely. I mean, if they like it, we want to keep updating it. I will update it and update it and update it. It's not a problem. It's not like I'm not getting any ideas. There's a lot of ideas that have gone into it since we first started. So yeah, basically, anything that anyone says. I mean, can't remember his whole name, but what's he called? Pat something or other. The guy who always responds
Oh,
to the on the thread.
Pat
Can't remember.
1986.
That'll be the one. Yeah. Um, I know he's kind of looking forward to it, so that's good. And he mentioned about the jet ski, not jet ski, like snowmobile style level or whatever, and that's going to go in there. It's going to happen because if people want it, I'll put it in. Like that's why I was saying, if there's any track pieces that anyone's got any thoughts on, anything that's a little bit out there, let me know. I'll put anything in as long as it sort of fits with the title, and let's go for it. See what happens. Um, so yeah, I mean, my thoughts is that all of our games are never going to go over the $3 mark, and simply the reason behind that is the fact that it's spare change. Like I was going on the store, and I just had like a few dollars left over on the account, and I was like, what do I get for it? And there just wasn't that much that I hadn't already got that I could still get. I was like, there's nothing I can do. So I thought, well, let's make pocket money games, but let's not give the pocket money style quality. Let's go as big a quality as possible, but make them cheap. And then hopefully that'll be more of an impulse buy for people as well, and let's see how it goes.
Especially with such a gorgeous voiceover on it.
Oh yeah, and obviously our lasses have got the voiceover on it and all.
Okay, and
So,
who will
do you like that bit?
who will be doing the voiceover?
Yeah, my partner, she's doing the best American accent she can. Well, the worst American accent to be fair, she can muster. It's awesome. It's just super cheese. It's beautiful.
Well, hopefully she still likes you after this interview.
Well, I think the only thing that really grates is just the fact that I'm on the laptop so often actually working on it, I think. But it's just, it's what happens when you're with a developer, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
have laptop well
just like,
programmed, basically.
yeah, I just can't stay off it. And so it's just like, like when you just get an idea and you're like, wow, I've got to get back on this. And I think one thing that I particularly chuffed about, to be honest, is that spy hunter style games and stuff like that don't, to me, move like cars. I absolutely love retro racer combat, but to me it plays like a shooting game, which is what it is. To be fair, you're dodging around and you're using the analog stick to move up forwards, backwards, and all that kind of stuff. It's not as if you've actually got a brake and an accelerator. And our thoughts on this to begin with was we wanted it to feel like a car as much as possible, but still have that same overall arcade feel to it. So the accelerator is actually the O button. So you accelerate up the screen with that. When you want to brake, if you brake for too long, you actually start slowing the scrolling of the screen down, and therefore you don't hit as many cars, and you go further back down the screen again. So you've got to actually think about what you're doing. You can't just go up and down and around all the time. You actually have to drive it like you would a car. So I'm hoping that that's going to be something people like and not just deal with. But it's definitely something a bit unique to that style of that sort of genre, I think.
In 30 seconds, why should someone get your game?
I did not hear that.
Oh yeah, this is.
I think he talks
Oh,
too much.
whoa!
So
I
said in
talk too
30
much
seconds, why should someone buy his game? Go.
because it's awesome.
Well, to be fair,
Because I
the
made it.
forum members do want to hear from you, so
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. As I say, any questions anyone's got to ask me, I'm here. Yeah, I'm always there. On the forum, I live on that thing. So, if anyone's got any questions, or if anyone's got any worries about the game at all, or anything like that, just tell me. I am more than happy to answer any questions to anyone. And I'm a nice guy. It's all good.
yeah. And since you mentioned we can give ideas, I'll be working on something. So you will get another.
Sounds like a plan. I suppose if it's possible, I'd like to. I've become an admin on a forum, which is all about fusion development. I'm not obviously trying to get people to go away from the Ouya forum because that's not what it's about. But it's about the fact that developers who use fusion products and other developers as well, any indie developers basically, can sort of get together and share ideas and find resources and stuff like that. So if it's cool with you, then I'd like to plug that website if that's good. Or yeah,
Um,
or no.
tech
Oh,
technically, I should say, screw you. We
you can
don't need
say
that forum, but we'll let you do it.
you can say no if you want.
No, go ahead. The,
Are you
yeah.
sure? All right then. No, I'm admin of a website called martin2k.co.uk. And basically, I'm just trying to get it back onto its feet a little bit more. It was very popular a fair few years ago when Fusion was really, really popular. And so, yeah, just basically anyone who uses Fusion, if you want any resources or any help or anything like that, or want to show off your project, then yeah, it's there. So, yeah,
And ouyaforum.com, of
thank
course.
you.
Um,
Obviously, UU.com is amazing.
you mean ouyaforum.com. Just make sure you're sending
Oh,
them to the right
sorry.
place.
UUforum.com.
Hey, I let you get a plug, I get one too.
Hey, I have enough posts on that forum, so it obviously looks like I, live and breathe that forum.
Yes, some of us, well, I kind of have to, but yeah,
Well, yeah, it's your job.
so. And they don't pay me
But
enough, which,
nah, it's cool, man. I mean, it's a brilliant community, definitely. It's just there's no attacking each other and stuff like that. There's no keyboard warriors having a go and stuff. It's just a great community to be in. I think it's Ouya community and the forum especially. Obviously, Ouya forum
yeah,
.com.
uh, we do try as hard as we can to keep it from turning into one of those fanboy sites where it's just screaming back and forth. I hate you for this. I hate you for that. Can't you play this game?
Mm,
It doesn't do anything for anyone.
no, definitely not. No, keep. I always say, if you can leave a negative feedback if you don't like something, but be constructive.
Exactly.
I might not like everything that's come out on the Ouya, and obviously a lot of the Flappy Bird clones I may have
Yeah.
commented on a little bit, but I'm not saying, oh, this is awful, you should never make a game again. I'm saying it's just another Flappy Bird clone.
True.
Or this looks right, this doesn't look right, but that's not me saying I am the best developer in the world and you're rubbish. But the whole point is that you want people to tell you where you're going wrong and where you're doing things right. You know, so I think as long as you're constructive, then negative feedback's no bad thing. So, but yeah, no point just going shouting abuse out to people because it doesn't achieve anything. It doesn't make anyone any better either.
Exactly. And then if you're on the other end, how do you react to it?
Exactly. Yeah, I've been on the other end of it, and it's awful. It's not good, and yeah, basically, there's just no point in it in that kind of stuff, really.
That's true. Well, well, I put you through serious questions, some silly questions.
Oh, yeah, it did. The crayon's definitely my favourite. I'm well impressed with that question. That's awesome. I mean, who'd have thought of that? I mean, yeah, what crayon are you?
When,
I wasn't expecting that, I got to say.
well, since somebody gave me the wrong Skype name, I had time to go back to the forum, and
Yeah, sorry.
you know, I just asked for an odd question, and that was it.
It was nearly right, wasn't it?
And
Surely.
ironically,
Did it? Was it?
he,
Was there a dot in it or something?
yeah,
Oh,
you
well.
didn't have the dot there, so
Oh,
I ended up
dot.
with,
I was thinking, was it a dot? But
I have a picture of some woman, Antoinette. I'm like, okay, this can't be him.
oh, look at you.
Oh,
No, no, I'm not Antoinette. It's all good.
yeah. But that's how that question came up because I'm sitting there like, okay, where is he? Waiting for you. And then I went asked for an odd question so that I can fit in the other question that I really didn't want to ask. And ironically, the guy who asked the question is from the UK,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
and I think he's the one who gave me the ice cream question too.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Good quality questions for an interview. I'm well impressed with that, to be fair. I mean, there's definitely nothing boring about them, was there?
well, it was interesting.
It was good, man.
We'll call it interesting. Not going. Oh man, I, I just lost all journalism, integrity and everything with that one question.
No, it's good. I mean, it's the interview's been better than even better than I was expecting, to be honest. It's I've been watching your interviews and they've been really good, and I was like, yeah, I'm up for this. This is gonna be great. So yeah, it's been good, man. Definitely. It's good. It's good that you wanted to interview us, I think, and yeah, that's good. It feels good.
You know,
So yeah, I'm glad that people are interested in it.
actually, oh, I wasn't lying when I said I hate phones and cameras and all that. So I'm actually surprised I'm still. What is this, number 5? I'm surprised I'm still doing it.
You're doing well. You're doing well.
Good to hear. I don't get many comments, so I don't know.
Well, I'll comment on it saying that this interview is really, really good and you should watch it.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would.
But yeah, I mean, I obviously, I can't sort of express how absolutely awesome the music's going to be in this, but I just wish I could show you it. But if I show you it, then the whole thing's over, isn't it? Really? And obviously Stu can't be here because it's 12 o'clock now, so I don't think my mate's going to be around my house at midnight.
Well, you never know.
But no, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to get him to join up to the forum as well, so he can sort of get his part. But he's joined up to my forum and he's not posted on that yet, so it's going to be a toughie.
Okay. So we won't wait around for him.
Yeah.
We'll just ask you.
Yeah, that's all good. It's all good. I've told him anyway, and he's gonna watch the interview back. And I did say to him, "Look, is there anything that you want to mention and stuff?" So yeah, it's good. I wanted to obviously put across the music side of it because without that, it wouldn't feel like it feels now. So it's such a big part to it.
And you can also have your other half over there join the forum too if you want.
Oh, do you know what? She absolutely hates games.
I look after the 2 children who are already addicted to games.
She looks after 2 children who are already addicted to games.
Are 2 children.
Yeah, our 2 children. I know. I'm not saying it's just random 2 children you look after, am I? But yeah, no, they are. I mean, to be fair, but I'm wanting to get them started in retro games because I'm like, look, if you don't know where it came from, what's the point? So I'm like, you will be playing the old style games. You'll be playing the original Super Mario Brothers, and you'll be getting into original cool games before you then get onto your other stuff. And if you want to get into next generation stuff, that's fine, but you need to know where it came from. So I'm not going as far back as a Spectrum, of course, but but SNES is good.
I actually had the same thought, but not lucky enough to have the two little ones running around. Because if you don't know where it came from, you might just think, it's like kids today are going to think CDs came first, or you know, these LED TVs, all that. They won't know about any of the stuff we had. No.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's like my daughter's never going to know what it's like to not own a smartphone, and she's 4, which is quite a scary thought, really. When like I feel old now when I say this, and I'm only like 27, but like I remember it when there was no phones, and my dad got some massive Sony Ericsson brick, and it was amazing, and it played Drunken Sailor, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And like now, yeah, everyone's just growing up with smartphones and stuff, but I think that's the big part of where Ouya comes in, though. If you want to get back to nostalgia, and I want to show my kids the old stuff, there's plenty of people making old style stuff there. Well, including me, to be honest. So
That's true.
I think it's a big deal.
Very true. Ouya is good for that, and and it can go all the way up to 3D style games. Like, well, there are a few that I don't want to name any because it might look like favoritism, but you know what they are.
Yeah, okay.
And
I know
we
what you
have
mean.
quality
I've
developers.
got a favourite one with a frog in it, but I ain't gonna name it all.
Uh huh.
That's my son's favourite game as well. And he's 1.5, and he's absolutely adoring that frog.
Uh-huh.
Just running in the toilet, coming back out, running in the toilet, coming back out, over and over and over again.
Yeah. Well, uh, well,
Yeah,
that's a we'll call that a plug. You know.
I'll call that the frog game.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with
Of
that.
will not mention its name.
That works. Well, James, been a good interview. Um,
Yeah, it's been cool, man.
for
Yeah,
you, it's midnight, so I'll let you and Mrs. James there do whatever you do.
Mrs. James.
Well, right now,
Just Lindsay's good,
okay,
but
because right now she's
we'll go
just
with
the
it.
faceless voice on the other side. So,
She is indeed. Yeah, she's a bit camera shy in that sense, I think.
eh,
Oh, is, yeah.
that's all right. It's better to know that he's not crazy and throwing his voice.
That's right. I'm rubbish at
Crazy
that,
he
to be
is,
fair. I
yeah.
am
No, he's not
crazy.
throwing his
Yeah,
voice.
I'm a bit weird, but hey ho.
Okay, well,
What developer isn't? If you're spending that long on a laptop, he's going to go mental, aren't you?
that's a very good point.
I know I have.
Oh, almost forgot one thing. Didn't you say that we would have a trailer coming? That,
Yes, there is indeed. Well, I'm going to work on. Well, I'm not working it tonight because it's gone midnight, but I'm going to work on it tomorrow and possibly the next day, I think. But the trailer will be coming, and it's gonna show you level crossings and jumps and everything like that in all its beautiful glory. So hopefully by the end on Sunday, it shall be here and ready.
okay.
So with music as
Oh,
well.
okay. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing what people think of it. It's definitely a big improvement over the original trailer, I think. So yeah, should be exciting.
All right. Well, this is Killswitch signing off. That was James from Monster Finger Games. Also, Lindsay, off camera voice, if she is real. Um,
He's somewhere.
well, thanks for the interview. We will talk again.
Indeed, yeah, I'll look forward to it, mate. Thanks very much.
And,
It's alright, mate.
and I'll just kill